Let's get straight into the video. I will start with 120 grams of oats and blend them until they become very fine flour. You can also buy oat flour, but I think it's a little bit cheaper if you do it yourself. Now the flour gets into the bowl and then I will add in 30 grams of sweetener. I use Stevia for this recipe, but you can also use another sweetener like erythritol. Next is protein powder and I will use 60 grams of vanilla whey. Normally whey only recipes tend to get a little bit dry, but to prevent this I will add cottage cheese later on. The last dry ingredient that I will add are 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now take a whisk and mix everything. This will make sure that the baking powder and soda are mixed with all of the flour. Now it's time for the star of the show, and it's the apples. I will take 2 big apples and peel them. These particular apples were around 300 grams peeled. After all the skin is removed, I will cut them into little chunks. I will remove the kernel from inside and then I will add all of them into a big blender. If you don't have a blender, you can either use a food processor or also press them through a potato press. Now I will add in 200 grams of cottage cheese. This cottage cheese has 1% fat and over 13 grams of protein. Add everything in and then I will blend this until it becomes a creamy consistency. After 60 to 90 seconds it will look like a porridge. This now all gets into the bowl with the flour. If you can't find cottage cheese, you can either buy ricotta or also Greek yogurt. Just watch out that it's a low fat one. Now to add in some richness and flavor, I will add in 1 entire egg and then I will add 100 grams of pure egg whites. Now that all ingredients are in the bowl, I will take a whisk and mix everything until this becomes a very smooth and creamy consistency. If you want, you can use a hand mixer, but for this recipe you don't need one. Now that everything is nice and creamy, I will take a baking tin and then I will cut some parchment paper to cover the entire form. Then slowly I will add in all of the baking mixture into the tin. Now this gets into the oven for 50 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius, which is 320 degrees Fahrenheit. After this is baked, I will remove it and then I will let this cool down completely for around 30 to 45 minutes. Now you can eat this right away, for example as a dessert, or put it into the fridge and eat it the next morning as a breakfast. I normally have this and do both. Now the macros for the entire recipe are 1064 calories, 124 carbs, 16 grams of fat and 101 grams of protein. So my recommendation is to make 3 pieces. 2 times 250 calories for dessert and 1 550 calories for breakfast. Now I will cut 1 slice and this is how this cake looks like. It is super soft and spongy and feels really nice. But let's try this now and give this a taste test.